I think I say a lot of things that you misunderstand or could be misunderstood and like come across like rough or rude. So I think something that we should work out in front of the camera in the living room with people. This is not scripted at all, but I think we should work through how you guard your heart in this context with like someone you love with all of your heart, right? So, I mean, obviously it's how to guard your heart in marriage, but I think it can connect with how to guard your heart in friendships, how to guard your heart in work relationships, somewhere like where your heart is really invested. And typically we get our hearts invested in career, we get our hearts invested in community, and we get our hearts invested in covenant. I don't do those things on purpose, but career, community, and covenant are typically the most important relationships anyone will ever have. And I think that's one of the places where you can have serious offense break those relationships. And I kind of want to work through it because that's something that we've done well. And mostly, I think you do it well because I think you misunderstand me a lot, or you're the one that has to do the heavy lifting of trying to figure out what I'm saying and what I'm not saying. And I think I would love for us to talk about that. Maybe I want to interview you in the living room today.
Okay, go for it.
Welcome back to the living room.
Welcome back, everybody.
Where Diana's in the hot seat today. No, but welcome back to the living room where we have real honest conversations for the spaces that we're all living in. And the truth is we all live in spaces where we can be really offended. I think that if you have significant relationships that are really meaningful to you, the risk of it is being offended and being hurt by them. But the reward is having really significant, thriving, life-giving, beautiful, wonderful relationships.
If you're willing to have the hard conversations, I think.
Yeah. And if you're, and not just like with the other person, like with yourself.
Yeah.
Right. I think a lot of the things that you and I have interactions on, I think that you have to go and like just kind of process with yourself on intentionality, the motives behind someone's heart. We're in a season right now. I won't say too much. You can allude to it if you want, but you're kind of in your feels a lot, and it's kind of like it feels like, I don't want to call it heavy lifting season right now in what you and I are experiencing as a couple. And what I mean by that is, midlife, right? And there are things happening as parents, happening as partners, happening as people, right? We're just like in your body.
We're talking about hormonal shifts.
Yeah, you are in a hormonal shift in your life right now.
Yeah, most women are after even, starting at 30, 35. There's a lot of hormonal shifts happening, but that also happens in men. It's just not as drastic.
Okay. So but I do feel this. I feel like you've been saying a lot like, why are you being mean? Or why are you saying that? And why are you rude? And all of that. And I'm just
With the neck?
Yeah, 100%. With your neck, with your lips, with your eyes, with all of it. Like,
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this is my thing. My thing is, you do so much nonverbal cues that it
Show me what it looks like.
me off.
Show me what it looks like.
I can't.
Try.
I have Botox.
Because I want to wear a body cam because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I should you always have the Fuchi face, which is the grumpy face. And I'm always confused as to like, are you upset? Are you not? But again, I think because we've been married so long, it's been a journey. And at the beginning, we used to, I think, butt heads a lot.
Yeah.
And there was more.
That's great. I think at this point, though, which do you choose to trust, and how do you lean? Do you lean face, or do you lean what you believe about me, what you know about me? Like, how do you navigate that, right? Because there's my face, and then there's like what you've known for 27 years.
Right. Well, I think it depends on the day.
That's an honest answer.
No,
for sure.
It really is. Because sometimes I got it all together and I'm like, I know this man loves me. I know he didn't mean to do this. I know he didn't mean to do that. And I could keep my mouth shut and I could keep it moving.
Well, I don't think the point is keep your mouth shut.
No, but sometimes it is for me.
Okay, I understand. Like for me, I think where when you and I have some tension recently, especially just kind of working through me wanting to be aware and to be kind and to be
gentle.
Yeah, right? Like kindness, gentleness, patient, long-suffering, faithful, all the 9 fruit of the Spirit, self-control, right? Like I've really been leaning it. This is going to sound so mad spiritual, but like I've been leaning into the fruit of the Spirit and asking Holy Spirit, like, hey, like let that emerge in my life currently as a husband, especially gentleness and self-control.
Well, I appreciate that prayer. I
Yeah,
really do.
no, really, that's actually very sincere. I'm not just saying that because we're on camera. That's really sincere. I think if we're not careful, that's the only way this can happen, right? But the point is not, Diana, shut up and get over it. That's not the point. The point is, I think a couple of things. Number one, let's get understanding. Number two, thank you for the benefit of the doubt. To me, where we are right now, what's more valuable than just like we didn't have an altercation is maybe the tension is addressed. I'm giving you for the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I want to address it. I think that's kind of like where we have a little bit of conflict right now because and the whole point is guarding your heart, which in guarding your heart, you're both protecting what's going in and what's coming out.
Right.
I think a lot of times we're not really intentional with that perspective, that being vigilant with our hearts, that's Proverbs 4:23, requires both entry and exit.
Well, I think that's my point when I'm saying I keep my mouth shut, because if I haven't thought through what I want to say, it's gonna come out
That's
wrong.
great. That's great.
Which then is gonna turn into a fight that shouldn't have happened.
Well, would you call it a fight?
Well, it's a
Are they
verbal
fights?
altercation.
Okay, I just want to give context, like because I'm so curious.
We're not like punching each other. But
God forbid.
No, but it's a disagreement.
Okay, I would call it that. Entanglement. I'm just kidding.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
it's a disagreement with passion and loudness and emotion.
Is it always loud?
You're loud. So if we're going to get into
you're emotional.
and you're emotional. But
I'm
it's
not
always
emotional.
going to be that.
Not at all. I'm responsive and I'll match your energy. Right? But
I don't like to get there. So that's why, to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep my mouth shut until I understand how I want to word this. Because if it comes, especially with you, because you're so big on using the right words.
Correct.
And I'm more reactionary. So I'll just say whatever comes out without thinking about it. And I've learned I shouldn't do that. So I would rather keep my mouth shut.
Well, look, here's the thing.
Until I can process
no,
how it's going to come out.
I want to fix something. Something to your benefit, okay? I don't think at this point, here's how I'm processing. I don't think you just spit out whatever comes to your mind without thinking about it. You're a verbal processor.
Yes.
You process audibly, right? Mm-hmm. You process out loud. And I'm coming to terms with that. Like there are times where I'm just like, what in the are you double hockey sticks are you talking about right now? Like how are you like what? Wait, how
and
are
look
you?
Look at that face. I want you to pause that and I want you to take a picture.
Yes. It's a confused face.
And that's how you look. All the time.
But I don't look like this all the time.
No. When we're arguing, yes. And so I get like, are you?
Well, here's the thing though, right? Like I'm confused.
You don't look confused. You look upset.
Well, I'm giving you context because you're superimposing your emotions and your assumptions on me. I'm giving you context. I'm not upset. This is my confused face. You know what my mad face is? Right here. You know this. When I'm mad, I'm right here. Because when I'm mad is when I'm typically most in control because I'm not gonna get belligerent and I'm not gonna yell and I just shut it down. Mm-hmm. You and the girls both know. Like if I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not mad. I'm confused. I'm sincerely confused because you're processing out loud.
Yeah.
You're processing things that are completely like out of context for me. And I'm just happen to be around. Now, I should have the right filter and I should have the right presupposition to say, my girl is processing out loud. I'm not going to take this personal.
Yes.
That's a part of me guarding my heart and working through that, right? But man, look at us giving each other marriage therapy. This is good, couples counseling, because I think you should just give it the right definition. Like, read my face. That's not my mad face at all. I'm confused. I'm legitimately confused.
But I think when emotions are stirred, that's not what I get. So, but now I understand.
What do you mean by when emotions are stirred?
Because we're both emotional if we're having a disagreement. Like I'm trying to explain something to you, you're trying to explain something to me, and now I think you're like you don't want to understand me, and then you give me that face, and it throws me off, and gets me more emotional. Like, okay, forget it. Yeah. I do think nonverbal cues and nonverbal language.
Dude, I think it's impossible for me to be like, what are you talking about? Without me being like, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean.
maybe okay, hold on. Let me practice. What are you talking about?
Perfect.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Oh man, that's hard.
I know.
That's so hard for me.
Well, I mean,
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. I'll do better, and I'll try to be aware of it. But sometimes it's just like I'm just what. Like there are times, honestly, like if you watch me and I'm just like this by myself,
Yeah.
I'm processing through my own things. And
no,
in my
I
head,
know.
I'm like,
and you're like that for no reason, like on the couch.
it's not for no reason. I just told you what I'm doing in my head.
Right, but I don't know that that's happening in your head
I just told
until
you.
right now.
Okay, I get it. I get that.
See, this is intense fellowship because it's
Would you consider this intense
conversation.
for real?
I mean, it takes up a lot of energy. I don't want to talk like this all the time. It takes energy.
Okay, talk like how though? Like volume,
Yeah.
or
and
just the intensity and the intentionality and
The intensity.
okay, well, here's the thing. Volume, I get that. Okay. It doesn't have to be loud volume for it to be max efficient. But I think some people just aren't willing to do the heavy lifting of a hard conversation and talk through this is what I mean, not just this is what I feel.
No,
Because
you're right because it's heavy lifting.
well, yeah, it's heavy lifting and it's selfless because I just want to tell you how I feel is very
Yeah.
selfish. I feel good. I told you how I feel. Now, what are you going to do about that? And it's like, hold on, though. I understand all your feelings, but I have no understanding of your intentions.
Yeah.
What's the point to the feelings? What's the point of telling me the feelings? Because you're telling me the feelings to let me know something's wrong. Got it. We could have done that in 30 seconds. My thing is like, how do we fix it? How do we get on with it? You know what I mean? Like, how do we get over it? Well, it's not just get over it. How do we get understanding through it?
Yeah.
You know? And the whole thing was like, I'm going to interview Diana. And so let me ask you that question. Like, when we're doing it correctly, because it's not always a mess. It's not always a debacle, right?
No, because I stay silent. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
What face is this?
Mad.
So you know.
We don't have sound effects.
So you know. I'm not mad. I'm just kidding. But I think when it does go well, what do you do internally so that you can come to a place of, let me understand this guy, like let me give this guy the benefit of the doubt? Because one of the things that I really appreciate about us is that we get mad, but we don't stay mad, right? We're really big on that. Ephesians 4:26, right? Be angry, but don't sin. Don't let the sun go down on your anger, because if you do so, you give the enemy a foothold in your life, right? So we're not living in long periods of being angry, right? So like internally, let's just give some handles on, or just some, handles, I think is the right word. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do you work that into a place of intention. I'm going to go back out. So let's just say we had a moment of intense fellowship and we just kind of, went head to head. You go to the bedroom, I sit on the couch. Inevitably, within 30 minutes, one of us is going to the other one, right? So when you come out to me, what are you processing to say, hey, listen, I'm not staying mad. I'm over it. What do we, let's get on with it. Let's go get some ice cream or something, right? What do you process internally?
I think internally, first of all, I'm really big on, like you said, not staying mad because life is really short. Like that's really at the forefront of my thoughts on the daily.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like to fester and stay mad, and I don't like for things to go on. I'm not gonna do the silent treatment. Like I'm not gonna do all that mess.
We're not gonna do the petty thing.
We're not, because we did it in our 20s. We're not doing it now.
Sure. And one of the things that that I love that you just brought up is, for the last, 7-8 years, that has consistently been your first place you meet me. When we have, when you're the one that is the peacemaker, right? You're coming back to make peace, whether you're right or wrong. You whenever you take the first step back, sometimes it's me. I take the first step, but usually you're faster than I am. You come back and consistently, y'all, Diana will say, hey, life is too short for us to waste time. Come on. And then she'll come cuddle, she'll kiss me, we'll make up and it'll be beautiful. But I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you have this very, very bold, I want to say simple because it's not complicated.
Yeah.
Right? It's simple, but it's very profound. Right? this simple approach to reconciliation and managing your emotions in saying, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
I don't. Time is fleeting, and you work around mortality all the time. You work around people who
Yeah.
are just,
I work around mortality and actually bitter people.
yeah,
So I see chronic stress and chronic
that's good.
um, syndromes that people decide to take on bitterness and take on, just the spirit of like, oh, they never did this for me. And I refuse to be that type of person.
Yeah,
I just think that, God is such a gracious God. Like, how can I not forgive you? Hey, let's
sure,
just get on with this
sure,
and let's have a better
sure.
day.
Yeah,
Like a lot of times it really does have to do with like maybe we're tired, maybe we're both like,
proudful because you and I are both stubborn.
yeah.
We're
And
both
we both think we're right. And so it's hard to get to that place of like, okay, you're right or whatever.
well.
But
Look, when we think we're right, we think we're right. But what I love about you and I is that we're mature now. When we were younger, we were petty when we were wrong,
Mhm.
right? But we're also um, the word is humble or honest, right? That like, hey, I was wrong. I got that wrong, man. I think I do that faster than you do.
Mhm.
Just being self-serving.
I do think there's certain words like that phrase. Okay, I think I got it wrong. And I think you just like to use that phrase. So when I don't come back and say it like that, you feel like I didn't
That's
do
not
it.
true.
No?
No,
Okay.
that's not true.
Well, that's how it feels like to me
Yeah,
sometimes.
no, that's not true.
'Cause
That's
you-
not true.
Okay.
Like I
Because I'm trying to
recognize.
take ownership.
Yeah. No, I understand like your posture. Like I can discern your spirit,
Same.
and I can discern your not just your body language, but I can discern the how your spirit is charged when you come back. And there's like a contrition, right? It's a contrite heart. In
Mhm.
other words, to be contrite is like, hey, I'm sincere
I'm
in my
sincerely
humility,
sorry.
and I'm sincerely sorry, and I recognize I was the issue.
Yeah.
Right? Like I like to use the language because I'm a words guy, right? Like, and so I'll say the words, hey, I got it wrong. I blew it. I'd like the opportunity to make it right.
Mhm.
You know, I think it's important,
And
you
you
know?
use that sentence very regularly for our girls.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Oh
I
yeah. I
think,
blow it with the girls all the time.
yeah.
Like,
But that's a good sentence, I think, for them because it makes them realize, oh, he wants to make it up. Okay, well,
yeah.
let's talk. I think it sparks something in the little brains.
Well, yes. In with the girls, and I think just with people, period, man, it's meaningful for someone to say, thank you for acknowledging that it wasn't me. Right?
Mhm.
Because when there's lesser maturity and when there's not, the right amount of sincerity, there's a lot of gaslighting, right? So people come back and be like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry you feel that way,"
Yeah,
right? Or I'm sorry you took it that way. When it's like, nah, bruh,
this is what you did.
nah, bro, you intentionally threw that at me. Like no, this was you. Don't try to put that and gaslight me that it was me. And I think there's just a real honest sincerity with the intentionality of the words. I think it means a lot to people when they hear you say, I got it wrong when you got it wrong. I think
Mhm.
it means a lot to people. And if I'm being honest with you, I do it with you in hopes that I'll get it back from you. Right. And that's not some weird way of like calling you out, like, well, you don't say that to me. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is because I know you and because I'm intimate with you, I understand, like, I'm able to read your spirit. I
Mhm.
really am. I can sense your spirit. You and I are one,
Yeah.
right? And so when you come apologize to me and when you come to make it right, I can sense the posture of your spirit. However, what I'm saying is that there is a dynamic though where it's very meaningful for the person who was wronged to hear it said, hey, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'd like the opportunity to make it right. And it just does something. It just means a lot.
Well, I think that those words are powerful, hearing you express it that way. And I'll do a better job at repeating that sentence to
I
you.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
because I didn't realize that it was that important for you to hear. And the way you're communicating it now, it's seeming like it's important for you to hear.
No, not seeming. It is.
Okay.
I'm making it crystal clear,
Okay.
making it plain, black and white. It means a lot. And I think in our context of bickering, because we do bicker
Mhm.
and go back and forth, it would get us from point A to point B so fast
So
if it was just, hey, I got it wrong. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
How can I get it right? I think that just shuts it down quick, fast,
So
and
what
hurry with
happens?
my personality.
So what happens with the extra emotions? Because I know I've done that before, and I'd be like, "Hey, that was my bad. I'm sorry." And you still have emotions.
Yeah, well,
You want
it gives me an
to.
opportunity to feel safe to express the emotions.
Okay, so you think it's still okay to say the emotions?
I think
Because
I think it's safe to say, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you for taking ownership.
uh-huh.
May I explain to you why that affected me? May
So
I
I
share
think
with you?
that sentence is important because sometimes it'll just be continued complaint or whatever. And I'm
Ah,
like, hey, like I already took ownership and you're still talking. Like we could have ended this five
sure,
minutes ago, but you're still talking. So
sure.
that's where a little bit of a confusion comes in because I'm like, I took ownership and you're still talking.
I think
But
I
but
think
then
one of two
that's the
things.
way it comes
I
out because
I
I'll say it like that.
I
Hey,
think one
you're
of
still talking. And now you're offended again
no. Okay,
because I said it
100%,
that way. Yeah.
100%. But I think one of two things is happening. Either you didn't say I took
No.
ownership.
I'm telling you an example where I did say it. I'm
Oh,
telling
okay.
you, I did say it,
Well,
and you're still expressing your
I'm
emotion.
telling you an example of two things. Can I
Okay,
finish?
do both. Go
Can I
ahead.
finish?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you. Um, so number one, you did say it. I didn't perceive it because I'm still in an emotional state. I still
Okay.
feel hurt. My guard is still up.
So you feel like you didn't hear it for real?
I literally just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I did not perceive it. I did not hear you say that. I think in that moment, the other person carries the person who's weak in that moment and says, hey, I want to make sure you heard me. I got it wrong.
Well, because there's an actual physiological thing that happens when you're upset. Your hearing does decrease, so you really don't hear because it happens because you're so angry. So some of your senses get dull, so the other senses can rise.
Yes.
So I mean, it does happen
Yes.
physiologically. So I'm just letting you know you're not wrong.
I appreciate that. I didn't realize that was wow. Okay. Yeah. So I think sometimes we get blinded by what I'm feeling, right? So I'll take it. I get blinded by what I'm feeling. And I think sometimes that also we have to understand that everybody doesn't speak the same language the exact same way. And there's different dialects, right? And so I need to be able to hear or put myself in a position where I'm also trying to get an understanding, and I'm trying to understand, okay, hold on. You're not using the language, like the script I want,
Right.
but it sounds like you're trying to take ownership, right? And so I think maybe the question becomes, hey, I appreciate that. I'm hearing you take ownership. Thank you. Thank you for doing that, right? And so I think, I think processing and pushing through the filters of my feelings, or secondly, I think there is a realistic thing where you think you said it, but you didn't.
Mm.
Because that's happened before as well, you know? So yeah.
To both of us.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. When you're wrong, you know? But I do think there really is something so special about, and I do think the words matter. Using the actual language matters. Like, hey, yo, I blew it.
So when is it time to, I mean, obviously in our situation, we're married, been married forever. It's not like we're going to quit on each other, but there are some relationships that I may be listening to us that maybe it's a friendship or maybe it's even a sibling or I don't know, parental type of situation where it's constant fighting, it's constant bickering, and that person doesn't ever take ownership. When is it okay to cut it?
Man, that's a great question. Um,
Or when should they cut it?
well, I think when it goes from being, I don't know if this is good or not, but the word that comes to me is like it's disregarding
Mm.
or dismissive. And I think some people can be dismissive or disregarding without intending to be, right? And so you kind of walk through like, hey, you dismissed me. You disregarded what I was saying. You and I have walked through this for, several times over the last several years. That's a big deal to me. That's a complaint I've made to you.
Right.
Hey, I feel dismissed by you. Here's what's going on. And then you've been wonderful in saying, man, I didn't intend to do that. Please forgive me. And one thing that I'm really grateful that Diana's never done was, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Get over it. You know, if you've never done it that way.
Yeah, well, because I really didn't intend to do it like that, and I didn't realize that's what I was doing until you told me, and I was like, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And we were just reading each other very differently.
Right.
But so that's when that person doesn't know they're doing it. Okay, I get it. You can work through that. But what if it is the other response where it's like, well, this is who I am and you're wrong. And it's always, a gaslighting type of situation. And you might not even have known that it was gaslighting.
Yeah. Well, I think now, please y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the definition of gaslighting is I'm denying and manipulating the other person's emotions, right? So it's essentially the way I understand gaslighting is I'm telling you, hey, you've done this, and you're saying, no, I didn't. You're crazy. You're wrong. No, I didn't. Obviously, gaslighting can be more complex than that, but in its fundamental, I think that's what it is. And so I think that if you've already taken several moments to try to give an understanding and try to help the other person say, listen, when you do this, this is what it's doing. This is how it's coming across. This is how it's impacting me. I don't appreciate when you do it this way.
Yeah.
And the pattern continues. Now it's gone from being dismissive to being disrespectful and dishonoring. And the truth is this, that there can be no relationship, none, no significant relationship if there is disrespect and dishonor.
Yeah.
Fundamental, foundational bedrock of any thriving, life-giving relationship is respect and honor.
Yeah.
Whether it's romantic, whether it's platonic, social, familiar. And what I mean that is family, professional. You cannot build anything that is life-giving without honor and respect being at the base level.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I think that at that moment, you have to ask yourself a hard question. How long am I going to allow this person to disrespect me?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And to me, the sooner the better. You got to go.
Yeah. And I think it's really important that you love yourself enough to say, hey, you know what? This relationship isn't the best. I need to have the boundary or cut it off and be okay with that and know that there are other people that I'm not going to say they're going to replace, but will fill a spot that you feel nobody can.
Yeah. Or you're afraid to be alone in. And yeah. It's a hard place to be where a relationship revolves around disrespect and toxicity.
Yeah.
It's just not fun at all. I'm really grateful. I'm grateful because in our relationship, you've guarded your heart and you've guarded mine by guarding yours, and vice versa. I hope you feel the same way. Right. But you've got to have the courage to confront, to challenge, to communicate. If the relationship that you're in, whether it's romantic, professional, friend, social, family, if it's not able to withstand a confrontation, I would venture to say that it's not a relationship worth having.
Yeah. Yeah. Real friendships, real love, real intimacy requires a confrontation.
Yeah.
Has to be done at every different level of your life.
Right. And so, yeah, I think that's a big deal. Take ownership, understand.
And know that conversation is going to be hard work. Like a lot of people are very sad or they get disheartened at like how much they feel they have to work at a relationship. Like maybe the first year of marriage, they're very confused because they thought it was going to be like their dating life. Yeah. And so it's like a 911 call because they had a disagreement. Yeah. But, it really does take intentional, hard work. You have to dig through to try and understand your person. And it's worth it.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth it.
There's gold in there. You just got to dig.
Yeah, nothing worth having comes easy. Nothing. It comes at the cost of hard work. And I believe you're worth the work.
I believe you are too.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you for loving me. I love you too.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me love you. Hey, and we love y'all too. I think that was a really, really good talk. Hopefully that's helpful. As always, thank you for joining us in the living room. A couple of things. You do it all the time, and I'm just grateful. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel,
subscribe.
Family, what is you doing? Right? Like let's go, man. You've been perusing and you've been window shopping a little bit. Come on, man. Let's make it official. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications. We do our best to drop every single week.
Yeah. We'll take you on the road with us. We'll be traveling a little bit.
We're gonna be traveling a lot. I'm out every weekend in the month of October and the first weekend of the month of November. It's bananas. But It's awesome to have you here. Thank you for rocking with the content. Hopefully it's blessing you and helping you out. Let us know in the comments. Leave us a comment. Hit us on the DMs on our social. Our IG handles are in the description of this video. If there's anything that you want to hear us talk about, let us know, man.
Yeah,
We would
give us
love to hear from you.
suggestions. We want to talk about what you want to hear about.
100%. Jump in the living room with us. Grateful to have this conversation with you all. Until next time, peace. Love y'all.